Hey, welcome back to the streamlined version of our Sunken City Achievement Hunter series, aimed at dragging the gameplay achievements into your journal with quick, efficient, and sometimes wacky decks. Today, we're illuminating decks for the Priest through Warrior achievements. Let's get into it.
This should be interesting.
As mentioned last time, we're covering quite a few more achievements much faster than in the past. So while we won't be dredging details from the depths of each achievement and deck, we will still share a standard and a wild deck per achievement. All our guides include timestamps and deck codes for each achievement covered in the description and comments, as all the deck codes don't fit in the description. And while you're down there, you might want to anchor our channel in your feed with the subscribe button, because we'll be covering the other achievements as well. And now it's time to plunder the gold, ships, and supplies from the rest of the class achievements. Catfished only gives progress towards restoring 200 health with Blackwater Behemoth when you have missing health to restore. So going a little lighter on the healing package Priest usually runs, and including other ways to summon or discover this colossal, will speed this achievement up a little bit. While there are many neutral beasts even in standard, Amalgam of the Deep can discover extra copies if you don't want to depend on Ambassador Phelan. And Behemoth coming from Shadow Essence will summon the lure as well, so you can get some progress right away. Most opponents do concede after you summon the 5th Behemoth of the game, so it'll still take a while, but luring opponents into healing you is a fun way to pass the time. Enjoy. Since Whirlpool destroys all minions on board, and all other copies of them wherever they are, there don't actually need to be 12 minions on board when you cast Whirlpool to complete this. And when you're a little lucky, Illuminate can help Whirlpool come down a bit faster. Though if you're concerned about having enough targets to complete this, you could flood the board with Mad Summoner, or at least ensure your own board is full of minions with Korak or a fully traded Amulet of Undying. After a few games, this achievement should spin right into your journal. Good luck. Any high attack minion feels good to get progress towards this achievement with Whispers of the Deep, but Selfish Shellfish feels particularly good for a 5-mana combo to drop a 7/7 and clear 7 health from the opponent's side of the board. Silence Millpriest does take a few games to learn to pilot well, but making the opponent take 100 or more fatigue damage when you play Xyrella feels really good. And while you may not be eager to silence death rattles of somewhat smaller minions in a Death Rattle Priest, it can often buy you an extra turn to find Xyrella and blow the opponent up. Since, just like Selfish Shellfish, their death rattles still go off with Xyrella's battlecry. Have fun whispering to opponents about their impending doom. When first looking at Foodfight gone wrong, I thought it might be really difficult to put an opponent to exactly 1 health and kill them with Fillet Fighter's battlecry. Then I realized that you don't have to kill them with her battlecry. Rather, Mr. Smite makes it extremely easy to send Fillet Fighters full damage at the opponent's face right away. And that damage is quite a bit more when you've dredged Fillet Fighter with Swordfish, which you can get back in hand with Doomerang in Wild. They may not be the strongest builds of Pirate Rogue, but both these decks are quite fun. Enjoy feeding your opponent's face to Fillet Fighter. These next 2 achievements took a lot longer than I initially expected, because there's quite a bit of setup to get any progress on them. For Put the Money in the Bag, we have to activate Hooktusk's battlecry with 8 pirates across the course of the game, while ensuring that we survive without demoralizing the opponent so much that they concede. Extra copies of Hooktusk can be discovered by Amalgam, and both of these decks run Shadow Steps, so it's feasible for you to get lots of progress per game once she's active. But quite a few of our opponents rage quit before it was possible to play out a second or third Hook Dusk. So here's wishing you good luck plundering achievement progress from your opponents. Fishing minigame took quite a while to complete as well, since we first have to shuffle cards into our deck, then play Go Fishin to find them. Azsharan Vessel and Ambassador Phelan certainly aren't the only ways to shuffle cards into your deck for fishing, but they are the best way to ensure we don't miss with Go Fishin's Dredge. Though, if you thin the deck quickly and use Togwaggle's scheme to shuffle in a bunch of Educated Elix and Edwins to keep getting extra copies of Go Fishin', it's possible for a few really good games to knock this out fairly quickly. I don't think I ever got more than 6 progress per game, but the possibility exists. Hopefully this achievement ends up feeling more like a minigame than like hours and hours of tedious fishing. Best of luck. Since the Piranha Swarmers start as 1/1s and scale from there, I thought Feeding Frenzy would take a long time too, but Anchored Totem, Flame Tongue Totem, and the occasional Bloodlust made this go by much faster than I initially expected. And a few extra piranhas from each Shutterwalk, thanks to Reef Walker, also provides a surprisingly large amount of piranha damage. So have fun setting off a few massive Feeding Frenzies. For swift progress on Dance of the Moonlight minions, you want to give bioluminescence to as many minions as possible at once. Glug, Coral Creeper, and even Piranhas for dual achievement progress all serve that role quite well, especially if you've frozen the entire board for a few turns with Snowfall Guardian, so the opponent has difficulty clearing them. Though Voltaic Burst after questline completion creates a cheap, wide board for you to launch a surprising amount of burst damage at the opponent after getting double bioluminescence progress per copy you're able to cast. It won't take long at all to dance through 100 minions for this achievement. If you have Radiance of Azshara, any Burn Shaman list has a mix of fire, frost, and nature spells for you to complete Frigid Hot Waters. Though most standard lists are running Scalding Geyser as the only fire spell, so Sunken Scroll can provide a fire spell reload if you need to use the geysers earlier in the game. If you don't have a copy of Radiance of Azshara, it is an elemental, so Amalgam of the Deep should be able to discover it. Good luck freezing, roasting, and then dumping a whole lot of nature on your opponents with the Radiance of Azshara. How do you play a Murloc with 10 attack as Warlock? You've got hand buff options, you've got Battle Cries and Death Rattles from the set, or you could just play Chum Bucket when you've got a full board of Murlocs and buff each Murloc in hand by +8/+8. With Gigafin starting at 7 attack, if you have a copy, it won't take much effort at all to give it 3 additional attack. Though dropping a few 12/11 Bluegill Warriors to charge face feels pretty good. You got this. Yeah, let's just call this one Curses. Requires that we deal 450 damage with Abyssal Curses. Bran is your friend. Syracuse Cultist and the occasional Zakul after a Bran, and an extra Dragged Below or Abyssal Wave from Tamsin every now and then will let you pump out a surprising amount of curse damage against any opponents who don't keep their hand almost completely full. And do note that the curses still scale up in size each time a curse generator is played, even if the opponent doesn't have space in hand for them. That's why the final curses in a game with Barista Lynchin and Baleful Banker alongside Bran in Wild let me scale up to dealing 16 and 17 damage, finishing the opponent off the moment they open space in their hand. It'll still take a fair number of games to complete, but after you play against a few opponents able to go long, your swear jar will be completely full. Personal opinion here, Gigafin is the most fun Colossal to play, especially when it's a copy generated by Azshara's Horn or Ambassador Phelan. And some decks aren't able to kill Gigafin before dealing with the taunt, so it's entirely possible to finish this achievement without playing Warlock at all. But one way to ensure you get progress on this is to kill off Gigafin's Maw right away with a card like Grimoire of Sacrifice. Desecrated Graveyard can also do the trick if Gigafin and its Maw are the only minions you have out there. And if you want to ensure 7 minions per Gigafin, Mad Summoner alongside 2 spells like Touch of the Nathrazim to kill off imps, and a spell to destroy the Maw will work too. Do note that you need 2 spaces on board when playing Gigafin, or it'll spit the opponent's minions right back out. But, keeping that in mind, you should be able to permanently devour lots of opponents' boards. Enjoy. Draw 7 cards with a single Forged in Flame? Lavalue. What core set weapon has 7 attack? Gorehowl. So, equip, play, draw, and you're done. Even if you overdraw, it still counts. Want to draw more than 7 at once? Play with lots of armor and a bladed gauntlet to destroy your entire deck. Then, Chef Nomi and his elementals can roast the opponent. Provoke and Youthful Brewmaster can give you a second or even a third Nomi board if you're concerned about board clears. Have fun getting excessive value from Forged in the Flame. So, I'm pretty sure the Fires of Zinashari is my favorite card from Sunken City. Dropping Vandar after playing the Fires, then swapping my hand with the bottom, thanks to Sir Finley, is one of the most rewarding plays to make, particularly if we can play from the depths, and we've already swapped to Rokara or Dr. Boom. But sometimes the Fires of Ashari hide near the bottom of the deck, just above where From the Depths could find it. That's when a Dead Man's Hand or two, just before playing the Fires, makes certain we can still get great value from it. Enjoy putting your opponent in hot water with all your undercosted minions. Ah, Nelly. The card you love seeing an opponent play. With Mr. Smite seemingly guaranteed, you just need 8 mana worth of other pirates to complete Sea of Thieves. Play Nelly after Bran, and if you don't break the game, you can even select a few pirates that cost less than 3 and finish this. That is, as long as it counts all 6 pirates. I finished this before running Bran, so I'd be grateful to anyone able to confirm in the comments. Fortunately, all the legendaries needed to complete achievements can be generated by Ambassador Phelan and or Amalgam of the Deep. Well, all of them except Kotori Lightblade. Still, the achievements this time are much kinder to free-to-play players, so you won't have to dive into the Sea of Thieves to complete these. Good luck. And that's a wrap. If you found this helpful, drop a like. Are we fishing for likes? Yes we are. But anything you do can help YouTube activate a whirlpool to draw in other achievement hunters looking to gulp down these achievements. And since we will continue to forge guides like this for the rest of the achievements, be sure to check back or subscribe so you don't need a blood-scent Vile Fiend to help you find future videos. As always, if you have any questions or suggestions, let me know in the comments. And if you enjoy participating in experiments live, check out our stream at twitch.tv/SSAlchemist. We currently stream on Sundays. And remember, you're awesome. Thank you for watching and have an awesome day.